wiping your hands and face in the same towel to deter the spread of anything should one of you get sick. And there also may be lack of certain nutrients like vitamin D3 and C, which also can affect your immunity. So with all these things going on during the winter, staying indoors, less activity, more sugar, more our bodies and our skin, what can you do to help winterize your body? So many people in colder climates, when you look at, tend to eat more meat and animal fat. Through long winters, they didn't provide much else to eat. And these traditional diets consisted primarily of fatty animal meat, smoked fatty fish, and a few dried herbs and berries. Special foods were also consumed to provide needed nutrients. In wintertime, our body needs help to generate warmth. So because our body needs to generate more heat, the foods you eat should be maybe more calorie dense, higher fat and proteins important. Maybe when it's 10 below zero, you don't want to be eating cooling summer foods. And this has really affected a lot of us because we have access to all different types of foods all year round. So maybe root vegetables, dried fruits, other foods that can be stored naturally in the winter. So you want to eat, meats, root vegetables, dried fruits, apples, pears. I like to make, I eat soups throughout the year, but I like to make things like stews, beef vegetable soup, chicken noodle soup. I eat a lot of vegetable soups, kale and bean soups. I eat a lot of soups throughout the winter time. I drink a lot of tea throughout the winter time. I eat a lot of potatoes, carrots, beets, onions, parsnips, turnips, and beets, creating lots of different dishes with those items. I also, if I want something sweet, will have a tendency to snack on some dried fruits like prunes, dates, or figs. And throughout my whole life, I have always eaten an apple a day, and I continue that now in my 60s. There's also some supplements you can add. You may want to consider adding some vitamin C with bioflavonoids, super good for your immune system, 1,000 to 5,000 milligrams a day. Make sure you're getting enough vitamin A and D. I always will take a spoonful of cod liver oil. I know that's not for everybody, but that's how I add my A and D. You can also take a D3 supplement. Wintertime's not only the cold and flu season, but it's much easier to catch other viral diseases in the winter, such as sore throats and pneumonia. And many respiratory problems like asthma attacks are also way more common in the winter. So what can you do to take care of your lungs during this cold, dry season? Think about using a humidifier to moisten the air in your house. Diffuse some essential oils in the humidifier like pine, fir, eucalyptus, frankincense to prevent the spread of infection and open up your breathing. Make sure you're changing your furnace filters and dusting and cleaning regularly. Air out the house for a few minutes on warmer days. I know I tend to do that when you're used to it being about 10 degrees and it gets up to 30, 35. I'll open a window or two in the house to let some fresh air in. And remember not to overexert yourself in cold weather, especially if you're outdoors shoveling. A lot of people have accidents and actually have heart attacks doing that. And make sure you're exercising every day indoors. You can also add a few herbs that help support a healthy immune system. Some of my favorites are astragalus, medicinal mushrooms like cordyceps, maitake, maitake shaga. Those really work on your immune system. If your skin gets dry, many people that are lacking healthy fats and fat-soluble vitamins in their diet will notice their skin gets super dry in the winter. And winter can also aggravate skin problems like acne and eczema and itchy skin. So make sure in the winter you're drinking plenty of water, eating good fats, getting those omega-3s and the healthy fats. Make sure you use moisturizing skin creams or lotions. I really like apricot kernel oil or olive oil when you get out of the shower and your skin's damp. That really seems to help. Bathe regularly and to open up your pores. and maybe you want to use a sauna or a far infrared dome like the Soki Hot House. Also, everybody knows cold weather increases your risk of a heart attack. Cold restricts the arteries, constricts the arteries, reducing blood flow to the muscles. So many people need to remember that when they're working hard, putting a strain on the heart, especially for people with heart conditions when they're shoveling and working outside. So we need to keep your cardiovascular system healthy, and some of the herbs that are heart healthy are hawthorn, ginkgo, rose hips, which is contain vitamin C, vitamin D3A, CoQ10, and again, omega-3 healthy fats. Also, you may want to add a little more spicy foods to your diet because spicy foods increase peripheral circulation, and they can be used to open your pores and help you sweat things out. So maybe you want to add some ginger or cinnamon or some cayenne pepper to your foods. They also increase wintertime circulation. You don't want to eat them before you go outdoors because they also increase your heat loss. So use them when you're coming indoors and staying in. Also, Christmas time and the holiday seems to be a happy time, but it's also the time when most people can get prone to depression. Also, a lot of people get seasonal affective disorder known as cabin fever or winter blues. It actually affects about 5% of the U.S. adults during the winter month. So there's mood boosting remedies. You can purchase some full spectrum lighting, vitamin D3, lemon balm, St. John's wort, calendula, or a Chinese qi lifting formula, or check out the Qi machine, which helps move your body, promote circulation and lymphatics, especially while you're sedentary during the winter. So I hope these tips help to keep you healthy.